what does, here we go, a dinner lady, a widow, a retired headmistress all have in common? Well, our next guest, Reid, has portrayed them all and many more. Revered for her recent role in the extraordinarily good Sixth Commandment, her career has been absolutely packed with variety.
And the latest instalment, playing noblewoman Lady Denham in the 21st century adaptation of Jane Austen novel Sanditon. Shall we have a quick look?
You promised me a quick return. Instead, you hair off in pursuit of a doctor we have no need of, and return with nothing more than a sprained ankle and another young lady.
A vulgar display. Inheriting a fortune seems to have robbed Miss Lamb of good taste and discretion. My husband died 20 years ago, and I've never seen the point of dwelling in the past.
So the last bit of that is from the final season, and this is the role that you love, isn't it?
Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. I haven't seen those first clips for a long time. Yeah. No, it's glorious. It's glorious playing the lady of the manor, because, you know, I've played domestic. People have always thought of me as being rather domesticated, which I'm not. I always say they used to think I act better if I've got a pan in my hand, because I've been upstairs, downstairs. I was in the kitchen. And so actually to be aristocratic, because I don't know whether people think I'm not sort of upper class, which I'm not, but you know, there are some people in this business you get put into a slot.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Derek Jacobi, who actually grew up in a tobacconist shop in Enfield or somewhere, or Leytonstone, I can't remember where it was. I actually went to public school because my father was abroad all the time.
Right.
But he's always considered to be aristocratic, and I'm always considered to be very down-market.
Niched.
But I've had to live with that.
Do you mind?
I remember asking...
Because it's a lovely surprise, because I remember the first time when you came on the show, years ago now,
Well,
everybody was like, oh, she speaks so differently in real life. Do you get that quite a lot?
No, not now.
Not
now. No.
Not now.
No.
Because what we get to see is the final polished, edited version of what it is you've done. You've slogged from 5 in the morning until, I don't know, 5 at night.
Yeah.
And then you go back to your hotel, and then you're up at dawn the next morning for makeup, and you're in shooting. And I was asking you earlier, and I've asked you this in other interviews, when you've made a big hit like Sanditon or like The Sixth Commandment, which we're going to come to in a second, do you know as you're filming it that it's going to be hot? No,
you've no idea. Because, I mean, it's not just... You know, it's you do your performance. You've no idea how it's going to be edited. That's a very big thing. My son's an editor, so I'm very keen on that. And how it's going to be directed. And I have to say, The Sixth Commandment was directed by a wonderful director, Saunders. It's very difficult to explain to somebody who's never actually worked in a studio what a difference it makes to have somebody who supports you. And I think you said that to me before, that all the people in The Sixth Commandment were good, and that's the director.
That's very true.
I believe me, in my career, I have come in and played 6 lines in things so many times over the years, and it's the hardest thing to come in. It's fine if you're playing the lead, you're there, you're having coffee with everybody, you know everybody, you come in day after day, and you're comfortable. But if you're just going in for that day and you're just doing a few lines, it's terrifying.
Well, then they did very well, because there wasn't a weak performance. It was perfect. Well, let's have a look at it. For anyone who's not seen it or not heard about it, this was based on a real life story of just a few years ago, where basically a psychopath, a trainee priest who was a complete psychopath, was at a confidence trickster, convinced a retired school teacher, headmaster, to fall in love with him. And once that had happened and he'd got the guy to change his will, he killed him. He poisoned him. And having done that and got away with it and got his guy's riches, he moved on to the lady who lived 3 doors in the same road down. He persuaded her. She was so much older than him. He persuaded her that he was in love with her and that she was in love with him.
Yes. Yeah. Well, he came over very strong, didn't he? He was very convincing that he was in love with me. It took a while, I think. I think the actual time span of the real story was longer, but...
Right.
No. He was so wonderful. that guy, Ena, the actor. So spooky.
He looked like the real guy as well.
He's just a really good actor. He's not a bit like that.
Well, he looked like him, and you compare the pictures of the guy who's now languishing, thank God, in prison, because they got him eventually. But the actor who played him, they could have been twin brothers. It was remarkable.
I don't know. I can't remember. I think his eyes were very similar. But he's very spooky. Yeah, wonderful. I want to see him do some high comedy now.
So, is that the secret? Because you have obviously played so many extraordinary roles. You hinted it there when you said he needs to play comedy next. Is it embracing the variety that gives you a breath, I guess?
I mean, you know, you talk about it like we have a choice.
Right.
You have to work. I mean, now I'm in a very happy position of being able to choose things. But, you know, for years, you're just very, very grateful to be offered anything at all, and there's so many actors.
You're such an amazing actress. I mean, I'm saying this to your face, and I don't want to embarrass you, but you are such an extraordinary actress. I love watching you.
I think it's overrated. You see.
Oh, well, you would think that.
I don't think it. I suppose.
Well, if you see bad acting, you know that it's not overrated.
I don't find it terribly hard. You know. And I can't understand why it isn't terribly easy. I always say I could teach anybody to act in an hour, you know, but...
Well, I was going to ask, did you always know that was what you were going to do?
Oh, no.
No?
No, I wanted to be a dancer.
Did you?
Don't laugh.
I wasn't laughing. I was touched.
No, I was dance mad, and music has always been, you know, I took singing lessons, and I danced every night when I was a little girl. And then when I was 11... my parents went abroad and I was sent to boarding school and the dancing stopped.
I see.
And I think that's when I started to put weight on, you know, because having danced every night of the week and Saturday mornings.
Well, the world of dance's loss was the world of acting's gain. And long may it continue.
Great
talking to you, Anne.
Thank you.